Yeah, so I'm Nathan. I work at Hawkins Partners, we're a landscape architecture firm in Nashville. We applied in 2013, I think it was, and we got silver. We had been biking, or had kind of a small biking community within the office kind of prior to that, and kind of we found out about the certification, and so we started looking into the application. And the application really helps to kind of identify, before you even apply, what you can do to even help make yourself more bike friendly. There's a lot of things in there like bike parking inside. We had an extra room area that if you wanted to, you could bring your bike and park it inside. It wasn't like strapped up for bike parking. It wasn't like labeled the bike room. It was just a space that was designated that can be it. So that can be indoor bike parking. If you don't have bike racks, you can go out and buy some bike racks and find an appropriate spot for them and put them in and have bike racks for your applications. There's a lot of ways as you are applying that you can make yourself more bike friendly that you may not have realized. Another thing is like lockers. We didn't have lockers before, and so we went and post-application, that was one of the feedback, like Adam was just talking about. You get some really good feedback in ways like, oh, okay, you can provide lockers. We hadn't really thought of that. It would be a great way to provide a space for people to store their stuff, and so we went out and bought some, inexpensive lockers that provide a space for people to put things. So go through the application and really look at it and see what things that you have now, and then what things you can do maybe between now in the application process to improve it. And then there's also long-term things. Like for us, the building we were in, we lease a space, so we don't own the building. We're a small company, we have about 12 employees. We didn't have a shower at the time, but the building had the capacity for one, and so that was one of the big feedbacks that we got, or one of the big things that they really pushed was, you guys need a shower. If you're going to be bike friendly, you need a shower. And so we had already started the conversation with the building owner that we'd really like to get one. There were some other people come to find out within the building that had also expressed that. So we worked with them to get a shower for the entire building put in the basement that you could go use. So there were things like that that we were able to kind of identify through the process and implement from our application. So when we go and reapply, now we'll have a shower, now we have lockers, now we have, what's the other infrastructure that we've done? We've been able to take a number of steps to kind of make ourselves more friendly. Some of the other stuff that I think people sometimes forget about, so we use Green Fleet a lot, the messenger service, for various things around town, because one, we like the idea that we're using a bicycle and we're using somebody on a bicycle to deliver things. We included stuff like that in our application because we thought that was important. It's important to our mission as a company to kind of use practices like that. The bike coordinator, I became the bike coordinator. We didn't have like an official position or whatever it was, but I kind of helped with the application process, and now I help to kind of have events. So we started a bike to lunch that we call it, to get people kind of in to biking. There's some people in our office that weren't bikers. They didn't like it, or they just weren't going to go out and do it by themselves if they had the chance to. So we started a bike to lunch once a month that if you bike to lunch, the office picks up lunch for $10. And so we'll get a group together and we'll go eat lunch and the office buys it. So it kind of is a way that people be like, hey, ride your bike, there's a group going. We've got the route plan that is safe and comfortable, and so that's a way to kind of, again, bring people in that may not be as comfortable biking. We also, so we track our rides, so there's a calendar up in the break room that if you ride, you go put your name on the calendar or put your initials, so at the end of the month, we're able to track and kind of track our ridership, and then for each time you ride, you get your name put in a drawing, and at the end of the month, you draw a name out for a gift card. And each time you ride, you get your name in there. So just another incentive to encourage people to bike to work. We work downtown, so we have to pay for parking. The company pays for parking, but they offered a program that if you wanted to forego your parking, they would give you the money that they would pay for parking, and then you would either have to park somewhere else or ride your bike. So a couple people took them up on it and ended up riding their bike in to work because they were like, I don't really need my car here as much. If I do, I can either park a little further away for free or use somebody else's car at the office. So another kind of incentive to encourage people to bike. If there's always some of the questions are a guaranteed ride home, an extra car, I think, that sort of thing. So there's always somebody at the office, or something happens like, hey, I can't ride home, or it's raining and I don't want to ride home or something. So there's always somebody that's willing to take somebody home. If somebody rides in and a meeting pops up, we always have somebody at the office that drove for one reason or another, so there's always kind of a car available for that as well. Trying to think what else. What Adam said was really important and kind of something that we didn't think about either. So when a new employee comes, one, they always come and say, hey, where do I need to look to for a place to live, or where should I be, what kind of area should I be in? Traffic always comes up because it's always a big thing, and having to sit in traffic. So we always distribute the group bike map, tell them about, hey, there's a core of us that live in East Nashville, so there's a lot of us that bike to work, so we always kind of tell them about that. There's some really good bike routes to get to work. This is an area that is great to live and bike to work. So it's I guess the application has really identified a lot of ways for us to become more bike friendly, pre-application as well as post-application. So I would encourage you, if you haven't yet, to check out the application, see what ways that you may already be bike friendly that you didn't know about, and ways that you can become bike friendly. I think that was kind of it.
Cool. Did Hawkins do something with B-Cycle?
Yes, good point. So B-Cycle in Nashville, the company picks up a membership for each employee. So we don't have company bicycles. I know like RPM has the company bicycles that the employees can use. Instead of buying company bicycles, our company pays for your B-Cycle membership. There's a B-Cycle station right outside the door pretty much. And so a lot of times we will B-Cycle to meetings or lunch or across the bridge for various things. So one of the things is company bicycles. And so we said no, but we do provide a membership, and we do have a very close station that allows the employees to use those as the company bicycles. And then lastly, our parking got taken downtown because there's so many things going on. And so we got booted over to the river, across the river. We work right downtown First and Broadway, and so we now park over at LP Field and walk over. And so that getting pushed over there has really encouraged a lot more people to bike to work. Our percentages were way up last year. So, last month. So if there's a way to encourage your employees somehow to bike to work, or something, there's a necessity that kind of necessitates it, I guess. It really is a way to encourage them to bike to work, and it's faster, actually. If you drive, park over there, walk across the bridge, it takes just as much time, sometimes longer, depending on traffic, to do it. So